Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review, this time of Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man, Carnage and Venom. Carnage was a Target exclusive, still is, but also was. I'm not sure if he's still available at Target. And Venom was a Walmart exclusive, released during one of those Walmart collector cons. I think the Carnage, no, I completely missed Carnage. I had to sort of haunt the website, and then eventually I saw it in stock, and I was able to order it for pickup and go grab it. The good news is I do have a Venom. He's not as cool as this one. He's a little bit thinner. He was from kind of probably 6 or 7 years ago. And Carnage I've never had, except for the movie version from Venom 2. The Let There Be Carnage version, which is a movie version of Carnage. But I've never had a comic book version of Carnage. And I thought this was very cool. I also love the symmetry of it. Carnage and Venom as Walmart and Target exclusives. And at least Venom was pretty available. Carnage, not so much. As soon as I found out Carnage was a thing, Carnage was gone. And for Target, usually they have enough stock and they have enough orders to have something jump in and out of stock, and you have opportunities to get it by mail. And this one, I just happened to locally have a couple in stock, and I was able to order it that way. But Target's usually more available, and Walmart's usually very difficult. But when you do the Walmart Collectors Con, those are usually pretty solid for at least an hour or so before they sell out. And I'm saying that as somebody who hasn't had anything they were interested in sell out immediately. It could be that your experience has been completely different. But of course they come on the retro Toy Biz card. It's meant to kind of simulate how they came out 20 years ago or so. A little bit of a thing about, oh, you could switch out the hands and the head, which we already knew. A little bit of write-up. Very simple packaging. Window packaging, so you can really take a look at them. You can see what you're getting before you open it. The Carnage has a lot of great details. I'm not sure this is my first Carnage, so I'm not sure how this compares to a normal one. I know my Venom, I looked at him, and he was a little bit thinner than the picture. The picture before Walmart Con opened, I thought, this guy's huge. He looks like an Eric Larson drawing, or like a McFarlane drawing. I'm not sure why I went straight to Eric Larson, but I think it's because Eric Larson had that one where he's holding out the skull, and his tongue is way out like this. And it's like, alas, poor Spider-Man, I hardly knew ye, or something. Can't remember, but that cover was iconic. That cover was amazing. But this is how they look in the package, but they are no fun that way. So let's bust these out and see what we think about them in person. Now that they're out of the package, let's take a closer look at Venom and Carnage. First, let's start with Carnage, because there's so much cool stuff going on. Let's really focus on some things like this. Look like this tentacle is connected to him. It doesn't come off, as far as I know. And neither does the one on the other leg. They're both attached, but this part on the back it's a separate attachment, which I put on. It looks seamless. It's very cool, except for maybe a little bit you can see the seam. I guess it's not completely seamless, but cool tentacling up here that doesn't come off. Tentacling up here. The paint scheme, of course, the black part is raised up, so it's not just black paint on red. The parts that are black are actually raised and embossed. It comes with a scythe on the arm, which I forgot to show you, rotates. It acts just like the hand. There's a hinge on there and everything. Comes with two hands, two claw hands, and it comes with this sort of He-Man axe, which you can plug into the hand. The nice thing about the weapons is that it doesn't matter which hand you plug it into. You could use one for the left, one for the right, one for the other. It doesn't really matter. The torso is solid. Oh, there is a rocker right there. Oh, extra crunch. Look at that. Holy cow. He crunches as much as Spider-Man does. It's probably a Spider-Man body with a little extra tentacling and everything. And look at the paint on the head. That eye that just curls all the way up to the just where it shouldn't. Oh my gosh, does that move? The jaw moves a little. It's a really cool touch. It's not on a hinge or anything. It's just that way. It's hollow on the inside, so you can definitely see that. That is super cool. This Carnage is badass. Look at him go. He's super cool. Oh, he's got a boot swivel. Look at him with a boot swivel. He's got everything except like a toe hinge. No toe hinge, but he's not a McFarlane figure. He's a Hasbro figure. But it's super cool. Wow. He's very cool. And I guess that is Carnage. So if you can get him, get him. And now let's talk about Venom. Venom, the thick guy. He's super cool. He comes with the tongue out expression, but he also comes with the giant toothy expression that we're maybe more familiar with. This looks exactly like an Eric Larson drawing. Gosh, for whatever reason, I'm just thinking of it's very Eric Larson in the design. It's very cool. It reminds me of the Mafex one too. I don't get the Mafex figures, but the paint on the chest feels tacky to me for some reason. Feels like maybe it hasn't dried all the way or something. I'm gonna have to be careful about how I store that to make sure the paint is really protected. But the head is really cool. It looks extremely Venom. If it wasn't for the tongue, you would see right through his face, because you can already see a little bit of the above the tongue. Sorry, the camera's just like it's above the tongue. You can see that there's nothing there. It goes right on through, and that's very cool. He's real thick and just really nice. It's a big figure. I think this figure was pretty much 25. I think Carnage was 25 too. I think they were reasonable for what they were, and what they are is really cool. If you missed these the first time, don't worry. In a few years, they'll put another one out. But I think that Hasbro may lose the contract in the next by 2026. So I don't know if you have time to sort of wait around and hang out and hope for another version. But if Hasbro gets the license, you can guarantee that you'll find another classic Venom, another classic Carnage coming out sometime in the next 2 years or so. But if they don't, you can count on whatever company taking over to reboot everything, and whatever style they're doing it in 2 years, they're going to have a Carnage and a Venom in that style, and it might be better than these. I have no idea. If I'd have told you that, the Toy Biz figures would be upstaged by Marvel Legends, I would have said no figure has hyperarticulation. That's just a fantasy, and that's weird, and how dare you. And now I think that Marvel Legends are only a little bit, off from a Mafex figure. They're just amazing. Mafex obviously has more engineering and soft goods and things like that, but in the case of something like Venom, where it's just a solid body and he's not wearing any clothes, and he's got just amazing sculpting and the body and the girth and the amazing paint, really no different from a Mafex figure or an import. So Marvel Legends are going to be hard to beat, but if you can, pick this guy up at Walmart or go to Walmart.com, pick him up. Same with Carnage. Go to Target.com, try to pick him up. If you can't, maybe the aftermarket will be kind. After all, this Venom and Carnage are 2024's Venom and Carnage, so it wasn't that long ago. So if you can, go ahead and get them. And as always, enjoy your toys.